This week we're focusing on a little bit of the concept of playfulness. And in yoga, that has to do a lot with shifting your perspective on things. I know for me, I'm a fiery personality with strong opinions and very serious sometimes. And so bringing in that level of playfulness into my practice is important in helping create that balance, creating a little bit of lightness. So it's not all just intense. So as we create a little playfulness, you get to decide what that means for you. What does playfulness look like for you in your practice? And then you get to decide whether you add a little bit of modification for yourself. We're not going to do anything too extreme. We're going to do some just challenges with our balances. And you can add a wall or add a chair or add whatever you need to make it fun, but also a little bit of a challenge. Okay. So I'm going to, I already muted everybody, but we'll get started now. So come to a comfortable seat. And as you find a comfortable seat, do a little movement, a little shifting, find that place where you can feel the connection that you have with sitting bones and whatever you're sitting on, with your legs on the ground or the feet on the ground, whatever it is. And then take a moment to do a little rooting, so a little push down. Sometimes that means activating some of the muscles through the glutes, the legs. So root and sit taller. Let your shoulders draw up and back, and add a little bit of movement here, ear to shoulder, starting to check in with tops of shoulders, neck, upper back. And then come to some stillness, eyes closed if that's comfortable, and take a couple big breaths. Utilizing your breath now to give yourself a sense for what's present, what's there for you in your body. What are the specific sensations? As you draw hands to connect at heart center, gently press palms together. And again, lift your shoulders up and back. Give yourself that lift through your sides. As you exhale, bow towards your heart and take a full breath. Softly opening your eyes, release your hands down and keep your chin tucked down as you draw your shoulders up and back again. Just take a couple big breaths here, adding a little movement. You might be shaking your head no toward the ground or doing little nods. You can switch back and forth between a couple of different movements. Then back up to center, take right ear over to your right shoulder, move your left shoulder blade onto your back, and then add a little tuck up and down from your chin. Inhale back up to center, and exhale left ear to left shoulder, and re-engage your right shoulder blade. And up and down with your chin times. Inhale back up to center, and now shake your head no. And bring your head over to the right side and nod. Then keep your chin tucked down and hold the back of your head with your right hand. Re-engage your left shoulder blade and then take gratitude on the left side. So elbow hugs in, palm is up, and you're rotating your arms. Your thumb is moving toward the back of the room. Shoulder blade is re-engaged on your back. Deep breath. Inhale back to center and exhale over to the left side, nod a few times to the left. Then shin stays tucked down. So hold the back of your head with your left hand. Right arm comes to gratitude. Elbow hugging in, palm is up. Rotate enough so you feel the shoulder blade engage onto your back. Take a big breath. Inhale back up to center, and then switch the cross of your legs into the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones, moving them back and broad. And then hands in front to clasp, pull forward with your arms round back through your spine, and then add that movement here side to side through your shoulders, getting a little further down your back. Inhale, sit tall, bring hands behind your back to clasp. Press palms toward each other. Lift your shoulders up and back. Lengthen the back of your neck. As you hug your elbows back toward each other, think of that as helping you engage the shoulder blades. And then take ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Take a nod. And a shake. And then back into center now. Hands work toward your knees, and then move through your spine. So move through a cat and cow for 3 breaths. Exhaling to press back through your spine. Inhaling to drop forward with your belly and heart. A couple more big, deep breaths this way at your own pace, with your own breath. Then the next time you exhale, press your spine back. Inhale, circle ribs out to the left, all the way around the front, and exhale back on the right. Inhale, circle around, and exhale, draw back. One more time on this side. Full inhale, long, deep exhale. Then inhale, circle around to the right, and exhale back on the left. Inhale, and exhale. One more on this side. Full deep breath. Then inhale, sit tall, shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, take a moment to set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. And then tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. Take a big, deep breath. You might choose a little bit of movement here, pedaling out, and one knee at a time. Or you might sway your hips, or maybe you move gently forward and back through your shoulders. You get to decide what feels the best. Explore a little bit in the body. Maybe switch between different movements. Check it out and notice. Then either you can stay in down dog, or you can put the hands and knees for this. Lift your right leg. Hips are centered. Take a big breath and push through your heel. Push from lats out through your hands. Now, as you send your left hip back into space, start to turn up and open with your right hip. Maybe you bend your knee and push your heel toward the left side of the room. Take a full big breath. And then set right foot back on the ground. Inhale, lift your left leg. Center with your hips to begin with. Push. Press through your heel. Press from lats out through your hands. And then send your right side back. From there, turn open with your left hip. Maybe bend your knee and press your heel toward the right side. Take a full big breath. On your exhale, left foot back to the ground. Inhale, lift your right leg, turn open with your hip. Exhale, step right foot forward in between your hands into a lunge, maybe with fingertips on blocks or on the floor. Depends on how much space you have through your shoulders. With your hips centering, take a big breath. Go longer through your sides. Go longer through your ribs. Move your collarbones forward. Full deep inhale. Move a little bit with your hips. Maybe a little up and down motion or a little side to side sway. And now exhale, step back, downward facing dog pose or hands and knees, your choice. Take a big deep breath. And inhale, lift your left leg, turn open with your hip. Exhale, step forward with your left foot in between your hands. And again, blocks under your hands if you would like. Take a moment to grow even longer. So think of lengthening ribs forward, lengthening your left hip back. Full big deep breath and then add some movement. A little up and down with hips, a little side to side with hips. Checking out what's there for you. And planting hands, step back, downward facing dog or hands and knees. Take a big breath. Inhale, come forward into your plank. Feel free to use knees on the ground here if you like. Rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into the upper back. And then extend your front. Keep your belly toned. Exhale, bend elbows lower down. Inhale, curl up and open into whatever variation of cobra pose feels the best in your body today. Whatever your body is calling for. Deep, full, big breath. Broad and open through the shoulders, no matter what height you're at. Exhale, downward facing dog pose and take a full breath. And then walk your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and pull over your legs. Hands to hips, knees bent, squeeze your glutes, and inhale, rise, lifting up and open through the shoulders. As you come all the way up to stand, take a moment to set yourself up. Feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes, and then root them down. And then turn palms open. Take a couple movements with your head and your neck. Check it out. See how your neck, tops of shoulders are feeling. And now settle your hips back into a chair pose. And in your chair pose, you have your choice. You can have hands at your thighs, hands at your hips, maybe gratitude, or reach up. Your choice. Find what feels the best. Rock a little weight onto your heels so your toes start to get a little light, but then root them down. Tone low glutes, low belly, low ribs, and lift your chest. Good. Now, rock onto your toes, lifting up off of your heels. Your hips still stay low. Take a full big breath. Exhale, lower heels down and fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant fingertips, step your right foot back into your lunge. Turn and plant your back heel. And inhale, rise all the way up to your warrior two, facing the right side, settling into your front knee to a stacked place and an open place toward the pinky toe edge. Full big breath. And now a little bit of movement. We don't tend to do a ton of vinyasa in my classes, but just to check things out, keep your knee open. And as you inhale, work your front leg towards straight, arms reach up. Exhale, bend your knees, arms reach. Bend your knee. Inhale, front knee becomes straight. And exhale, bend your front knee. Good. Inhale, arms reach, front leg straight. Exhale, bend knee, arms reach. Good. Take a couple more this way, moving with your breath. Good. Now inhale, work your front leg towards straight, arms reach. Take a hold of your front wrist, your left wrist, and stretch back into this reversed version of your triangle pose. Lift your ribs. Take a big breath. Then release your wrist back into that warrior two place just for one more big breath. And exhale, hands come down to the front of the mat. Tap your back toes and step back. Downward facing dog pose. And then your choice. You can stay in down dog. You can come to child's pose. Or if you would like to, you can inhale, come forward into a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up and open as high as your body needs. And exhale, downward facing dog pose. Big breath. And then work your way forward with your feet toward your hands and into forward fold. Inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and fold over your legs. Plant your fingertips, that left foot back into your lunge. Try to plant your back heel and rise up to warrior two on the second side. Then take a moment to settle in with your front knee and open it up. Big lift of your heart. Take a deep breath. Good, and working with your breath, keeping your knee open this whole time as you work your front leg towards straight and arms reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, triangle with arms lifted. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, front leg straight, arms lift. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale and exhale. This time, inhale and pause with your front leg straight. Take a hold of your right wrist. Pull straight up first and then stretch back. Take a big deep breath. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, hands all the way down the front of the mat. Tuck the back toes and step back. Downward facing dog pose. From here, your choice. Down dog is where you stay, or child's pose, or we'll move to a vinyasa. Inhaling forward to a plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, curl up and open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Full big breath. And then work your way toward the front of your mat. Feet coming into forward fold. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhale and pull over your legs. Hands to hips. Press back on hips. Lift up and open through your shoulders. And inhale, rise. Good. As you come up to stand, this is where we're going to do a little bit of balance test, a little balance play. So if you want to, you can come up to a wall, okay? It's always okay. I'm going to bring myself to stand a little closer to a wall. And then find your balance onto your right foot. Left toes turn sideways. Your knee opens up. You're going to come into a tree pose, but we're going to test our balance. So if you want to do a kickstand, you can. Or you can bring your foot to your calf, or all the way up high at your upper thigh. Just avoid putting your foot on your knee. Okay, so push in with your foot, push back with your leg, and then lift your sides. Yeah. And then as you reach up maybe, or to come to gratitude, find the place that feels the best in your body for a little balance here. And then even out your breath. Let the corners of your lips draw up towards your ears. Sometimes a smile is real, sometimes we take it till we make it, right? But regardless, that idea of play sometimes has to do with playing the edge of your balance, of where you are today, checking it out and noticing. So we're going to try to do what we did in our chair pose and rise to our toes. Yeah, might not be too long, but take a moment to take a full breath. And tone your low belly and your low ribs and squeeze together with foot and leg. Then inhale, rise up to tiptoes and exhale back down. Yeah. Inhale, rise up and exhale down. Might be up there for a full second, maybe for only an 18th of a second. So as we find that play, realizing that if you fall out of it, it's no big deal, right? That's the whole point of play sometimes, is to let yourself fall. Try 2 more and just notice. Sometimes it's a matter of fatigue, right? Fatigue might make you fall. It also means that you tried something, right? Good. Okay, go ahead and bring both feet back down, both arms back down, and shake it out. Just notice for yourself what's present in your body. And you can always make it a little bit easier, right? By holding onto a wall. That's always an okay thing to do. So right foot balance, left toes turn sideways, and that opening through the hip first, and then bring your foot up to wherever you need it to be on the side of your leg. High, low, somewhere in between. You can always have arms lifting, or gratitude, or hands at the heart. Sometimes that affects where you feel comfortable playing, right? Let's take a couple big breaths. Recognize the difference on this side. This side is always my further side. So we always have one side that might feel a little bit more balanced. And then inhale, so you rise up to your toes. Cool. Yeah. And exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, press your foot into your leg, rise up, and then back down. Yeah, it might be just a teeny tiny second. Inhale, cool. And exhale. Good. Give it a try a couple more times at your own pace. Fall out of it if that happens. It's okay. No need to fight that. Allow it. Yeah, good. Okay, both feet back on the ground. Let's come to the front of our mats. Hands together at your heart. Close your eyes now if that's comfortable. Take a full breath. Just check it out. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. And exhale, fold. Plant hands, step back, downward facing dog pose. Take a full breath. And now lower to knees, hips to heels, take a child's pose and take a variation of child's pose that feels best in your body. So maybe knees wide, maybe knees narrow, maybe arms reaching forward or arms reaching back. Big deep breath. And then gently push yourself all the way up to your seat and come down on the sitting bones. And right leg reaches forward, left foot into the side of your legs, and the sitting version of our tree pose. Press fingertips down beside your hips and lift up taller. Then turn your belly and your heart towards your right leg. As you stay long through your spine, walk your hands down the outside of your leg as far as you need to go to come into this forward fold. Just remember that the idea is a long spine. It isn't to reach your toes. That's really never the idea. Enlightenment doesn't happen by touching your toes. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Take a big, deep breath and instead grow really long through your spine, even think of trying to tilt your belly forward. As you take your next exhale, root down through your legs, press into the side of your left foot, press into your glutes, and inhale, rise up. And then switch sides. Left foot extends, right foot into the side of your leg. And you can always have something for a prop underneath your bent knee here. Move sitting bones and then turn your belly toward your left foot. And then press fingertips down beside you and lift up tall. Long, long spine. Keep that long spine even as you walk your hands forward and take as deep a fold as your body is ready for. And by that, I don't mean trying to reach your foot, right? That's not enlightenment. Take a big deep breath. Good. And with your exhale, you're rooting down through legs and glutes. Inhale, rising all the way back up. And then bring soles of feet together into your butterfly. One last opener before we settle onto our backs. So now inch your feet a little closer together. And again, you can always have props underneath your legs here. It's always an option. And you can hold on to big toes with peace fingers or hands at shins or fingers behind you to help you sit up even taller, but find your belly moving forward. If that means that you need to move your feet a little further forward to find that, then please do. Take a big inhale here, lift up tall. Exhale, if hinging at the hips and folding is in your practice, then you're welcome to. If that makes your low back round, then stay upright. Take a big, full, deep breath. Then inhale, gently bring yourself back upright, footprints to the floor, and then we'll make our way all the way onto our backs. And from your back, knees draw in, and we're going to pulse with them. And so your knees can be wide or narrow, whichever feels the best in your body. And then as you pulse with them, you're quickly pulling them in and releasing a few times. Just allowing that compression to happen. And now, if you want to, you can add a little rock side to side in with those pulses. And now set footprints on the ground, and you're going to locate whatever you're using for props. Because we'll start off with props underneath our knees here. So soles of feet together, knees open wide. And then set something underneath each knee, even if it's a mismatch, something like a stack of books or whatever. Adjust them to find a place where there's no tension through your hips, through your low back, through your inner thighs. Find where there's no tension happening, no trying to hold on. And then reach your arms overhead. Couple big breaths and stretch long through your arms. You can always clasp your hands here if you want, or have wide hands, especially if shoulders are tight. And then take a couple movements side to side with your head, like you're shaking your head no towards the ceiling. And back into center with your head. Take your arms into cactus and take a big breath. 90-degree angle with your palms facing the ceiling. And now arms a little ways from your sides, out straight. They're at an angle from your body, palms facing the ceiling. Inch your shoulder blades onto your back and take a big breath. And from this place, you're setting yourself up into your most comfortable resting pose, which might be right here. It might be drawing your knees up together to touch a little wider. It might be extending your legs or setting something underneath your legs. Find what feels really good in your body to rest. And as you come to that rest, just remember, this is ultimately the quintessential restoring place. The opportunity for your body to soak in all the work you've done on a cellular level. Let your breath become full but soft. And give yourself permission to let go of what you're holding on to. Begin to take a deeper breath. And gently add movements into fingers and toes. And as you're ready to bend your knees and roll to your side, and slowly push yourself back to your feet. And with hands coming together in heart center, eyes closed, take a moment for a full breath. Set an intention for the rest of your day. Find those moments where you can bring a little bit of lightness and playfulness into your day, even simply by smiling. Deep inhale, sit tall. Exhale, bow towards your heart. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks, everybody.